All right, everybody. Let's see if I can give you some valuable information in a reasonable amount of time on this lovely Sunday. So, tomorrow we get to open up with quite a workout, 30 minutes of machine work, clean and jerks, at a challenging weight. This weight intended to be singles, right? Not touch and go. Well, it's a 30-minute workout, so we're not trying to like murder the first round. You know what I'm saying? And then pull-up variation, whether it be jumping chest to bar pull-ups, chest to bar pull-ups, or bar muscle-ups. What's been so rad the last few weeks is every single time we're doing bar muscle-up work or pull-up work, skills, we have had quite a few people getting their first bar muscle up, getting their first kipping pull-up, stringing together consecutive reps for the first time. It's been really cool. It's been super cool. Been excited about that. So we got that in Metcon tomorrow, Strength Con, all right? 30-minute workouts, remember, winning the first round, not the best idea, all right? So get out there with a pace that you can sustain for 30 continuous minutes of fitness, all right? Tuesday the 27th, we got back squats, 8x1, 85%. This is across the board. It's our goal, build up to weight. Squat at 1 rep, heavy, all right? Good mechanics on this, keep them butts and guts tight. Now we're getting into that rep range, or the percentage range, where wearing a belt may or may not be a bad idea. There's some coaches, me included, that are somewhat adverse to belts. I tend to not use them, but I also don't push to my maximal limits anymore because of my spine. I like to know and feel what my stomach's doing in regards to when I squat particularly. And if I don't feel comfortable and confident in my core position, my hip position, I'm not gonna get a belt to move it up. It's just not that important to me to push the limits. But those of you that are truly trying to gain some strength here and pushing those limits, learning how to correctly use a belt is not a bad thing, all right? I'm gonna try to brainwash my brother, as long as his daughter's feeling better this week and he's back at the gym, that we make a nice educational video going over a belt, how to use it, when to use it, why to use it, why I don't use it in a little more detail, why he does use it at certain reps and loads. It'd be valuable information for you guys. Belts have their place in training. We're getting into that percentage range where it has its place, okay? 15-minute EMOM. We got ab work, lunges, burpees, burpee box jumps. It's nice, it's not too bad. Other than minute 3 is max burpee box jump, so that sucks. Well, it only sucks if you go hard. If you don't go hard, it doesn't suck that bad, all right? So max reps in a minute though. Sweat, you got 50 burpees over the rower, 5K row, you're welcome. 50 burpees over the rower, right? Straight capacity work. I like that workout a lot. It is something that I would do on the weekends. I like it. I know some of you guys might not like it, but that is where aerobic capacity is built and that kind of stuff. Okay, Wednesday the 28th, we got some hang squat clean. Well, we don't have some hang squat cleans. We're gonna find a 2 rep max, right? 2 rep hang squat clean, you hold on to the bar, okay? It's not a drop and reset for the second rep, okay? It's heaviest load that you can cycle for 2 reps, right? Sounds like a treat. Those of us that are working on the skill of the squat clean and we're not quite ready to hit that 2 rep max just yet, we will have an option of sets and reps on a time domain that will be on the whiteboard, okay? So just so you guys know, when we're doing 1 rep maxes, those of you newer to the gym, by all means, we are going to do more reps in practice than we are gonna be going for a maximal load just yet. Then we got a quick little workout here of machine and goblet hold lunges. Now this is nice, 200 feet, not terrible. Heaviest weight's a 53-pound kettlebell in the goblet hold. Really pushed to have this as a dual front rack hold. Maybe I'll get it next time. All right. This is a good little workout. Nothing too crazy there. Thursday, we have how this is going to work. All right. So you're going to find max reps, 1 set, till failure of bench press at the prescribed weight is the goal. Right. If you simply can't bench 155 or 105, we will come down and we will work on a different weight. This will be on the whiteboard, okay? So you don't need to worry about it. The goal is at that prescribed weight, max reps. Might be 5, might be 25, all right? Depending on who you are. Then a max set of strict pull-ups, then a max set of strict handstand push-ups, right? There'll be a few minutes rest between each of these tests once you hit your max. So let's say hypothetically, I go 20 reps on my bench press. I go 15, 18 reps maybe on the strict pull-ups, depending on how heavy I feel that day. And then strict handstand push-ups, I might get 8, all right? It's hard to say. So whatever I get. Then I'm gonna take, so I got 20 reps on bench press, I'm gonna multiply that by 35%. I'm gonna do 5 sets of 7, that 155, right? If I did, say 15 strict pull-ups, I'm gonna do 5 sets of 6 to 7 pull-ups, all right? And then we're gonna finish with a little burnout session. I'm still thinking through how we're gonna mitigate too much lollygagging in this, but get a good stimulus. I'm thinking those 5, you're gonna probably do a set every 5 minutes for 5 rounds. Right, so you're gonna go bench press, pull up, strict handstand push-ups in your percentage of what you tested. So that'll give us 25 minutes to get through that. We'll probably have about 15 minutes or so to test and then finish up remainder of class with a burnout, all right? Sweat, you got 20 rounds, air squats, push-ups, lunges, and devil's press. You're welcome, that's nice. Okay, 20 rounds of that. That ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. Okay, high capacity work there. Muscular endurance. Friday the 30th. Power snatch. 4 reps, 4 sets. I'm going to suggest these are drop-in resets. Okay, they can be touch and go. But again, we're focusing on the concentric side of the power lift here, of the Olympic lift here, of the Olympic lift. Very explosive, very fast. Speed is key. When the speed goes down on these reps, you need to drop the weight. The goal is to keep speed up. Quality form, fast reps, right? Doesn't mean you can't get a little heavy, but you know when you cross over and everything gets a little weird and slow and it's like, oh, yeah, we don't want that for 4 reps. Okay, 11-minute AMRAP of double unders and thrusters. And you're gonna add a rep on the thrusters each round, right? Weight's not too heavy, but it's gonna get gross. Next little treat, Saturday, just straight conditioning, 3 rounds, 30, 20, 10 of calories, air squats, kettlebell swings, and step ups. So you do 30 of each, 20 of each, 10 of each, rest a minute, that's 1 round. Then 30 of each, 20 of each, 10 of each. Rest 1 minute, it's 2 rounds. You get the idea. All right? So, all in all, good week of training. And we do have GHDs in there, which I'm super excited about. We all know that those are one of my favorite exercises. We got them on Tuesday. Had a few people tell me they've been doing the 100 GHDs a week. That's cool. That's something I truly try to accomplish every single week, doing 100 GHDs. It's single-handedly been one of the best things I've done for my core strength, hip flexor strength. My back feels fantastic when I keep up with it. My work capacity, like my ability to just, I don't know, I just feel fitter in all things in the gym. It just translates into so many good things. Great, great, exercise. If you haven't done the GHDs yet or you're not comfortable with them, talk to your coach. I would implore you to get comfortable doing GHD sit-ups. It's the only exercise that, it's not the only, right? That was bullshit comment. It is one of the best exercises when it comes to developing, I don't want to word this the wrong way, but defined abdominal muscles. You know, if you're looking at your abs and you want some little bumps in them, okay, if you can see your abs. If you can't see them, then we got to talk about caloric deficit. We got to talk about consistency with the nutrition, all right? But if you can see them and you want them to get a little bit bumpy, I don't want to use the word bulky here, okay? Because people get a little sideways. But if you want to see a little bit of definition, the GHD sit-up is one of the ab exercises, same with ab mat sit-ups, that actually stretches the abdominal wall. And with any muscle, you have to stretch it in order to grow it, okay? We get a full stretch on the abdominal wall. One of the big reasons I really like that, all right? For aesthetics, it is what it is. Yes, I also train for aesthetics, and I know a lot of you do too. So I'm just throwing that little tip out there. If you're not comfortable with the GHD sit-ups, maybe a nice little EMOM like this is a great opportunity for you to play around and do a little work on the GHD, okay? Lord knows we have plenty of them, especially for an EMOM style workout. So regardless of how massive the class is, which is just 5 a.m., everybody can play at the GHD if we want to do that. And we can start out not going all the way back, all right? Yeah, just talk to your coach, talk to me, and trust me, it's worth putting some energy into learning. Now, I will say, if you do have disc things going on in your low back, we do need to be very mindful, right? I do happen to have a gross low back. Okay? I got a few disc herniations. I got some stenosis. There's a bunch of other words on the MRI. But this helps me a lot, all right? And if you need to talk about back stuff with me, we can do that. I'm not going to ramble on this video too much. So yeah, all in all, great week of training coming up. It is a week, when I look at it, that each day should flow well together, back to back to back. And provided you're sleeping, eating, and hitting the right intensities for you to recover from optimally, you should be able to string together a nice full week of training. All right? If you're having problems with recovery, you know what? All of us coaches, including myself, we're here to help you with that. I think that's all I got. All right? You guys, let's get out there this week. Let's kick some ass. I love you. Peace.